I have decided to read the text out loud and not to show my face. What I want to share is not myself, but a series of materials and gestures that I've been observing and working with over the past couple of years, discreetly, in dead times, while traveling, waiting, and basically in any in-between moment. It's a slow and systematic translation of traces, of notes from my PhD, of scribbles in the margins of a page, nothing polished and not at all aesthetic. I have chosen to record only my voice and to speak slowly, to let the material guide the rhythm rather than using it to decorate my words. I want to speak from within the work and not over it. Still, this supposed honesty is interrupted as soon as I've decided to record the final audio in English. That creates a certain distance, a systematization, a translation exercise, similar to what happens in this drawing process through textiles. I work with slow methodologies and peripheral materials. It's an approach to drawing that resists the productive logic of contemporary image making. It places itself in a space of delay, collection, and transformation. Drawing appears as residue, not as a sketch or a step towards something else, because I arrive at the same place but through a different path and in a different time. The core of the research is Baba, a process that unfolds into a series of pieces made with mesh crochet using elastic thread, the kind used in garment sharing. In Baba, spontaneous marks and graphic residues, notes in the margins, reminders, minimal gestures, are transferred to an expansive textile grid, hand-woven. Each grid is first mapped out on paper. Onto that map, fragments, more or less random, are layered, extracted, and translated from various sources. Baba is just one of many possible combinations between A and B, or B and A. Space of indeterminacy where drawing becomes fabric and fabric becomes image. The technique slows down the process, and it allows attention to the remnants and preparatory gestures. The resulting pieces are flexible, foldable, expansive. They adapt to space and to the gaze. The alternation between filled and empty squares evokes the pixels of a low-resolution image, the binary logic of zeros and ones, presence and absence, infinite combinations. The translated motifs follow that same logic: low resolution, minor importance, no need to be seen. Arrows, dashes, lines, parentheses, little drawings, stars, asterisks, commas, dots, underlines. Baba proposes a methodology where the ephemeral and unstable collide with repetition, cohesion, and permanence. This approach belongs to a line of material and visual research that blurs the boundaries between drawing, materiality, and surface. The interest lies in examining the links between artistic making and its representation, and in the relationships between image, appearance, and perception. In this video, I'm interested in showing an in-between, and not speaking from what's already done, though I show a bit of that, but exploring the temporality of the process. For instance, in a 7-minute clip, I barely managed to make 60 chains. Once, I calculated. Each horizontal row of the large piece in the exhibition I did had 167 squares. If hollow, 2 double crochets and 2 chain stitches. If solid, 4 double crochets. Each row took me about 60 minutes, an hour. And there were 240 rows in height, 240 hours, though it's always more. 1 hour was if I didn't attend to anything else and kept a fast pace. But if there's something we know about dead times, it's that they're very alive. We attend to thousands of things, from films, conversations, thoughts, to many different tasks. But it can always be resumed, the work I mean. The work is flexible, foldable, it doesn't stain, and it doesn't dry. It requires nothing more than not losing the thread, and with it the work that has been done. At some point in the video, you can see a sizable piece appears. This is the piece I was talking about that was part of my first solo exhibition, but I wouldn't say it's finished. I find it hard to start a new fabric when I just can keep growing the one that I have, adding patches, accumulating new references, new traces, complicating the drawings, or keeping them simple. Anything is possible. I can expand the fabric in all directions. When I started working with Baba, it gave rise to other processes. It expanded this slow methodology of accumulation and translation of materials. These are practices that propose a form of drawing far from immediacy, nourished by materials like my own hair, systematically collected after each wash and sorted by year for a future felted fabric, for example, but I also have been working with stone dust and other aggregates, linked to the biographical and the intimate. But I have to say, Baba continues as a personal commitment to drawing. I need to hold on to it, to expose myself to it from another place, a place not incisive, but entirely passive. I understand these practices as bodily and temporal archives, potential surfaces not yet activated as pieces, but they allow us to think of drawing from what remains, from what repeats, from what transforms. It's hard to say everything you want from fragments, from a becoming made of pieces, but something fantastic happens when those fragments and discrete lines reveal themselves differently. I'd like to end this reflection here, where the discrete and invisible become the material of work, a way of drawing that folds but lingers, that builds itself from fragility, slowness, and insistence, moving away from the idea of drawing as something efficient or preparatory and bringing it closer to expanded practices, although in truth, there's nothing more expanded than drawing.